Alright, today I'm going to give you guys a detailed look at this cy-gor figure from McFarlane Toys. And wow, first of all I want to say I got this Walmart.com, and it arrived today. I was debating whether to get it or not because I had it on pre-order, but I was thinking about canceling it, but I'm really glad I didn't because this thing is really good looking. Now let's take a look at him from the front. I got him on all fours, so he is very stable. The only accessory that he comes with is the circular base, and that's it. There's not even a trading card with this one, which is kind of disappointing. I was hoping he'll have a trading card to add to my collection there, but nope, he doesn't. And here we have a side view of him, and you can see he's on all fours. Really nice. This is like the best pose for him. And here's a look at him from the back. And the other side. Alright, and depending on how you pose this guy, right now on all fours, he's about 8.5 inches tall. So depending on how you pose him, he's gonna change his height's gonna change a little bit. Most likely a little higher. Due to you having him on all on the hind legs, or if you have him on all four, he's gonna be about 8.5 inches. Yeah. Okay. As far as some of the items, some of the features on him, let's see. The shoulder pad is actually a rubbery plastic piece, so it doesn't impede with the articulation. And one thing I didn't like about it is these two tubings right here. It's kind of like the Boba Fett with the tubings. This one limits him from rotating his elbow at all. So he is not able to rotate the elbow due to these two tubings at this area here. And I don't think they're removable, or I mean, if you really want to, you can break them apart or something. Then you'll be able to move this elbow joint right here. See, there's a joint right here, but the only part that he can move is when it's cut to this point, because here's the lower section. You can bend this elbow at this stage, but the tubing is already stretched to the max. So if you try to bend this elbow, the tubings might break. So I don't suggest that. And if you rotate, you figure, hey, I'll rotate his arm to give the tubings a little more room. But once you rotate the arm, you can see this section now is blocking the articulation completely. So you can't even bend this arm at all. The only way to bend it is when it's at this angle, where this cut section is lowered. But again, the tubings are stretched to the max already, so you can't bend it at all. And then while I have it, let's go over the rest of the articulation. There's a hinge joint around the shoulders, so it's ratcheting joints. You could go up to about that much, and it is ball joint attached to the torso, so there is full range of motion right there. And then as for the wrist, there's a hinge joint right here, so it can rotate and pivot up and down. So same on this side. It is a little it can only give you a little bit less it can give you less range of motion than this arm, because this arm is only hindered by the fur, which is not a whole lot. But here there are other contraptions or designs here where it limits its mobility, the range of motion right here, because you can see this is pretty much to the sculpting wise, yeah, there's no room for his arm to move at all. And since you can't move this one, you could still move this one. And here's the elbow joint. You can see it can give you almost 90 degrees, yeah, and it is on ratcheting joint system. And yeah, so it can rotate, the forearm can rotate, and then same with the wrist on the side, same thing. And then as for the chest, there is no articulation whatsoever. Right here you can see it's sculpted all in one piece. Oh, as far as the head, there's a ball joint over here. It is a massive one. and you could see the huge gap in between here. I can stick my hand and finger in there without any issues whatsoever. So this allows him to do a lot of poses here for the head. So he could look straight at you when he's on all fours, and he could definitely look down, and you could tilt it up a little bit, just give him a little more movement, a little more range. And if you could also turn his head to the side, or on the side. So the gap I'm okay with because it gives him a little more range of motion. And then as for the waist section, this is on a massive ball joint here, and then here are those T-joints, those McFarlane T-joints. And if you bend the legs down, you could see the rubbery crotch section. It opens up, which here, no, you can't see, but you could totally see the ball joint in here. You could even remove this. I mean, it's not that attached. You could pop this part right off. So now the top is off, and here you can see the waist is basically a rubber panties with a ball joint here, and then these are the hinge joints for the legs. Yeah, it would have been nice if this could actually move around a little bit more. Then he'll have better range of motion, actually, I think. But yeah, the way they sculpted this, I mean, it's not really attached to it. You can see this whole rubbery piece is movable, so it's just with the rest of him. So I guess if you really want him standing, you could get him to stand. And well, let's see, as far as the knees, there's a hinge joint right here. It can only give you a little bit of range, not a whole lot. And then here, the ankle, I believe, is also a hinge joint, but it is so limited as far as how much you can move it. Here you can see the hinge joint right there, and it pivots left and right a little bit. So his feet will be planted on the ground, and then there's no articulation for the toes at all. So I guess if you really want, yeah, you could have him standing up. Here's a look at that socket joint in here, lower half. So I guess if you stick this back on him, and there, now he is standing upright. Alright, here I got cy-gor standing upright on his hind legs there. Yeah, but you could clearly see a huge gap in between. So yeah. Side, and from the back, it's gonna tip over pretty soon. But yeah, design wise, really nice, and paint job, I like it. There's here, let me give you a closer look. You can see how they put a wash over the armor. It looks really nice. Turned out really, really impressive. Look at how much work went into designing this guy. And this guy is gonna set you back about $50, and I think it's worth it because you're getting a lot of plastic here. And look at that head sculpt, it's just so nice. Good look at the rest of him. Wow, stitching all over the chest here. Just the mechanical arm. Again, the feet. And the other arm. And there you have it. That's cy-gor from McFarlane Toys, and I do highly recommend this one. He looks amazing on all fours. It's just, look at that, he's perfect right now. There's not a whole lot more to do to this figure. I mean, you could display him like this and he's gonna look amazing on your shelf. Yeah, and so there you have it. There's cy-gor from McFarlane Toys. Again, I bought it through Walmart.com and it was $50. So there you go. Thanks for watching.